I went on the same dating reality show with my secretly married wife. She's a top actress, and I'm just a D-list celebrity. During the live stream, I habitually called out to her, "Willow, I want some water." The trending pretty boy immediately mocked me with sarcasm. "Ha. Some people really think of themselves as the husband of a best actress. Why don't you make it public then?" In horror, I covered his mouth. Was he trying to get himself killed? My unwillingness to make it public that Willow is my wife is exactly Willow's sore spot. Sure enough, the next day that pretty boy was banned across the entire internet. Yet he appeared on live stream with messy bed hair, crying pitifully to Willow, "Wife, I've been cyberbullied like this, and you still won't make us public." He even pulled out a marriage certificate. The names on it were his and Willow's. Chapter 1. I sent Willow a message. It was the invitation from my agent for the dating reality show. Less than 3 seconds later, Willow called me right away. "Honey, what kind of trashy show is this? If you join it, will you still love me?" I was speechless. Wasn't she attending an awards ceremony right now? How could she reply so fast? Rubbing my temples, I patiently explained, "Darling, don't ask questions like that in the future. If anything changes, I'll let you know." She was silent. Taking advantage of her silence, I continued, "I'm just going to slack off and treat it like fun, plus earn some quick money." The real star is that trending pretty boy. On the other end, Willow was being urged onto the stage to accept her award, and the call was cut short. But that evening, when she came home, she brought back the script for the exact same dating reality show. She whined to me sweetly, "Honey, everyone else is going there to get matched up. Why don't you take the chance to make our marriage public?" I gave her a glance but said nothing. Wasn't it her who didn't want to go public in the first place? But now, it didn't matter anymore. I focused on the script and kindly suggested, "If you're so eager to go public, why don't we pair you up with someone else on the show?" Willow fell silent again. She coldly pulled out her phone and jabbed at the screen. A second later, my own phone buzzed. "Your order of an RTX 5090 graphics card is on the way." I immediately put down the computer and put on my professional smile. "Sweetheart, I'm sorry. It was my bad attitude. Other than making this public, I can give you anything you want." And so, the next day, I left the house holding my sore back. Before I stepped out, she reminded the butler to prepare strong, nourishing soup for me. I rolled my eyes and sneaked out while the housekeeper was aggressively piling in all sorts of health ingredients. Willow's schedule was set for episode 3, so today I came alone. After arriving at the designated location, I worried the butler's car would be too flashy, so I asked him to park halfway up the hill and dragged my own luggage for about 100 meters. Just as I reached the villa entrance, I heard a familiar voice. "George, how did you end up like this, even carrying your suitcase by yourself?" I looked up. Sure enough, it was Makoto. We debuted the same year and had a similar style, but now he was a trending pretty boy. I was still just a D-list celebrity, but being a D-list celebrity had its perks, like the freedom to go crazy whenever I wanted. Chapter 2. At least I'm still somewhat human. "But you, what's this pretty boy thing you've become? What even is that supposed to be?" Makoto was choked speechless, unable to explain whether he counted as a thing or not. The director, who was enjoying the drama on the side, quickly jumped in to save Makoto from embarrassment. Soon, the show officially began. It was a live-stream dating reality show with fixed daily broadcasting hours, and real-time bullet comments would appear on our smartwatches. The director paired me with a female guest who wasn't particularly good-looking, just another low-tier celebrity. She introduced herself as Maria and asked generously if I needed help. When I moved my luggage, she lent me a hand. When I cooked, she passed me the plates. When the food was ready, she even set out the bowls and chopsticks in advance. Seeing her gentle manners and considerate attitude, the bullet comments immediately flooded with affection. "This Maria is so sweet. I'm becoming a fan. Look at the hidden gem I just discovered. George's camera angle is basically Maria's boyfriend POV. He's way too lucky." But the moment the director behind the camera waved his hand to signal the end of filming, Maria instantly shook off the hand I had casually rested on her arm. With disgust, she said, "Ugh, what bad luck. Why did I get stuck with some D-list celebrity?" Seeing me frozen in place, she gave me a scornful once-over and continued, "Let me warn you, don't go catching feelings for me just because of this show. My personal account has over 6,000 followers, and on face scoring apps I can get a rating as high as 8, 9. Someone like me, a future rising starlet of the new generation, is way out of your league as a D-list celebrity." As she turned to leave, I hurriedly stopped her. "Hold up, big sister." I looked her up and down and began to fire back. "I read your bio. You've been acting for 8 years, and altogether you've had less than 2 minutes of screen time. And of that, 1 minute and 49 seconds, your face wasn't even showing. I, a D-list celebrity, still had 11 more seconds of actual screen time than you. Where do you get the nerve? You're nowhere near being a new generation starlet, you're more like a new generation joke. Actually, forget that, you're a newborn's umbilical cord at best. George, you. I let out a cold laugh, released her clothes, clapped my hands, and turned to leave. To insult someone and then walk away, how could I possibly give that satisfaction to her instead of myself? Chapter 3. During the evening shoot, I gave Maria even less face. Not only did I deliberately avoid physical contact with her, I also made her do all the dirty and exhausting work. With the cameras rolling, she had to endure it all and keep up her gentle, considerate starlet persona. But the bullet comments went wild. Why does this guy keep bossing Maria around? Maria is working so hard. I just want to protect my goddess. What bad vibes, who does he think he is? Acting all high and mighty here. Once the cameras were off, Maria's face turned as dark as the bottom of a pot. Only 2 more episodes before the ship reset. George, just wait until I get popular, then you'll regret this. I dug at my ear, treating her words like passing gas. The second episode was a group activity. We were to visit the most luxurious mall in the imperial capital, Orange Cat Star Trade Mall, and buy gifts for each other. At the entrance, I froze. Wasn't this the mall I had given to Willow? Could it be that my secret identity as a hidden rich heir crashing the entertainment industry was about to be exposed? Seeing me stand still, afraid to step inside, Makoto immediately leaned in with a loud exclamation. George, why are you standing there in a daze? Is this your first time here? Well, makes sense, you're the type who licks the yogurt lid for leftovers. No way you'd ever afford this place. I couldn't be bothered with this useless man, but he didn't stop. From his bag, he pulled out a black gold card, acting all smug. Not gonna lie, this is the supreme black gold card given to me personally by the vice president of Orange Cat. Fewer than 50 exist worldwide. Even high-level VIP clients of Orange Cat can't buy one. The VP considers me family and gave it to me as a greeting gift. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare show it off here. I was dumbfounded. The current CEO of Orange Cat was me, and the vice president was Willow's sister. If she considered him family, then what was I? Everyone immediately flocked to him. Within this show, Makoto was already the top dog, and now with this supposed connection to Orange Cat's VP, everyone was tripping over themselves to curry favor. The director rubbed his hands flatteringly. Then we'll trouble Mr. Makoto to lead us in and broaden our horizons. Makoto pretended to be calm, straightening his collar before handing the black gold card to the receptionist with a showy air. The cameras turned back on. Some bullet comments instantly recognized the card. Holy crap, that's the Orange Cat black gold card. Confirmed, Makoto's a real second-gen rich kid. Ugh, I'm so jealous. Makoto's living like the main character of a novel. The receptionist girl seemed overwhelmed by the situation, nervously scanning the card and guiding the group to the boss's private VIP elevator. But with too many people inside, the elevator signaled it was overloaded. Makoto sneered from the back. George, you're the most unnecessary one here. Why don't you step out? Before I could reply, the rest of the crew shoved me out. I hadn't wanted to squeeze in with them anyway, so I simply waited for the next ride. A waiter immediately walked up to me, looking down his nose. Sir, without a black gold card, you're not allowed to use this elevator. There's a fire escape at the back, you can take the stairs. Expressionless, I gave him a side glance. No card means I have to take the stairs. Doesn't this elevator have a backside for regular guests? The waiter was caught off guard that I knew the mall's layout so well, and his fake smile quickly dropped. His tone turned cold. Apologies, sir, but after evaluation, I've determined you're not worthy of my service. I nodded calmly. Then go call your manager. He sneered and stood still. I couldn't help but laugh in anger. Enough of playing low profile. I pulled out my phone and called Willow's sister. Alicia, could you come to Orange Cat for a moment? The waiter smirked at my words, but that smirk didn't last. Alicia's Bentley stopped right at the entrance, and other staff rushed to open the door and park it for her. Seeing me standing outside, she hurried over. Brother-in-law, why are you out here instead of inside? I shrugged. Came to film a show, but apparently wasn't allowed in. The mall manager, Gene, arrived at just that moment, wiping sweat from his forehead as he bowed. President, if you had told us in advance, we would have prepared. The staff didn't know. Please forgive the offense. I chuckled coldly. Manager Gene, meeting you really is difficult. Then I turned to the waiter from earlier, smiling faintly. So, can I take the elevator now? The manager immediately slapped the waiter across the face. You dare make things hard for your own boss. Who gave you the guts? The waiter was dumbstruck, too stunned even to feel the pain. He's the boss. Alicia, still not satisfied, snapped coldly. Kick him out, and make a note, this man is blacklisted across the entire Orange Cat group. The waiter's legs gave out, and he collapsed onto the floor in shock. Manager Gene nodded furiously, like a bobblehead. terrified that if Alicia or I got displeased, he'd be next to get punished. Alicia handed the black card back to the manager, who respectfully led us into the elevator. Seeing the card again, it suddenly hit me. Alicia, do you know Makoto? Alicia looked genuinely baffled. Who? Never heard of him. I couldn't help but laugh. But he said that black gold card was a greeting gift from you to your brother-in-law. Alicia let out a sharp laugh of disbelief. That shabby card as a brother-in-law gift? What kind of ignorant toad dares to use my name for clout? Fuming, Alicia stormed into the elevator. Manager Jean, go find those people and tell them, our George won't be filming this trash show anymore. And hurry up to investigate where that card even came from. Seeing me hesitate to speak, she nudged me. Come on, big sister will take you shopping. As for the breach of contract fee, I'll cover it for you. It wasn't that I was worried about the penalty. Forget it. The production crew clearly had no intention of keeping me anyway. After all this time they hadn't even called me once. Might as well wander around with Alicia. But as Alicia was walking away, she suddenly turned back to Jean. Handle that, Makoto. Otherwise, if my crazy younger sister finds out, she'll definitely blame me for not protecting her little sweetheart. I was speechless. Manager Jean quickly agreed again and again. I pressed my temples in frustration. She was right. This was something Willow absolutely couldn't find out. Otherwise, after that, I strolled 2 rounds with Alicia. But then her assistant called about a meeting, and she left in a hurry. No sooner had she gone than loud commotion came from outside the mall entrance. I turned, and wasn't that the production crew? Makoto spotted me first, charging up immediately. George, you bastard. The security guards blocked him, but he still shouted relentlessly. You colluded with this manager, didn't you? Daring to say my gold card is fake. Manager Jean calmly explained at the side. Mr. Makoto, we've told you many times, and the machine has verified it repeatedly, your card is indeed fake. The crew had already been kicked out after shutting down their cameras, and their faces looked grim. Whispers floated to my ears. What a disgrace. In front of everyone. He doesn't even have the status, yet insists on pretending. Who's he trying to fool? I could hear it, and so could Makoto. His face twisted with fury. You're all spouting nonsense. Let me tell you the truth. This gold card was personally given to me by the Orange Cat boss herself. It's just that her identity can't be revealed, so she let me use her sister's name instead. You just wait, my wife will be joining the 3rd episode. Once she goes public with me on the show, every one of you will be eating your words. The moment those words left his mouth, the director's face changed. Willow's participation in the 3rd episode was still top secret, only the director knew. Adding Alicia's name into the mix, anyone with half a brain could figure out exactly who Makoto meant by wife. I was stunned. I'd always known Willow carried a torch for her first love. Could it be, was Makoto that first love he spoke of with such certainty? Chapter 4. When I returned to the villa arranged by the show, Maria suddenly started fawning over Makoto. She busied herself around him, tending to every little detail. Meanwhile, the bullet comments were buzzing about what had happened earlier. Speaking of this morning, the cameras were shut off after the manager came out. Anyone know what really happened? I got insider news from a friend. Makoto's black gold card was fake. What? No way. Is that true? Lies are easy to spread. Huh? Didn't you see the production team treating our Makoto like royalty? Anyone could be fake, but never our Makoto. Exactly. If anyone's faking, it's George. You can tell he's just jealous of Makoto and stirring up trouble. I looked up at Makoto. He was shamelessly enjoying the attention, with Maria and 2 other female guests doting on him. Don't just focus on me. You girls should pay attention to the other male guests too. I'm just here to make up the numbers. If you treat me this way, my wife, no, my partner, might get jealous. The moment he slipped up, the bullet comments exploded. Did Makoto just say wife by accident? Ah, my Makoto is such a treasure. He has boundaries and won't flirt irresponsibly. Ugh, I really want to know who she is. Is she in the industry? Hot scoop. My brother-in-law's buddy works at Orange Cat. He said when they filmed today, Makoto's identity as the boss of Orange Cat was revealed. Holy crap. No wonder he flashed that black gold card so casually. It's because he's the boss. Then the real question is, who's the boss's wife? Sipping my milk tea, I read the comments and silently added a note in my head. The boss is yours truly, me. But now wasn't the time to openly tear into Makoto. If he really was Willow's crush, I'd need more evidence to secure a bigger cut of the assets. Right. Thinking that, I eagerly sent Willow a text. Miss you. Come quick. She instantly replied with 100 exclamation marks, followed by a deadly voice call. Expressionless, I slid the screen to decline it. Since the morning's footage wasn't enough, by evening the director suggested we play truth or dare. The dare was to call the person pinned at the top of your WeChat. A few rounds went by smoothly. Some called their parents, others called fellow celebrities, some called their agents, until George. It's your turn for the dare, Makoto spoke up. Having won this round. Ever since the morning's incident, everyone had been siding with him, and now they all waited eagerly to see me make a fool of myself. Sure, I answered calmly. Opening WeChat, the pinned contact glared at me in big letters, Willow, and the bullet comments instantly exploded into chaos. Chapter 5. Willow, is that the Willow I'm thinking of? The top actress has plenty of connections. Having her contact info isn't strange, but pinning her at the top, that's definitely clout chasing. LMAO. People these days will do anything for fame. Makoto burst out laughing too. George, your pinned contact is actually Willow. Ha ha ha. Have you even looked in the mirror at yourself? I pressed the voice call button, cutting him off. You talk too much nonsense. The call connected quickly, but it wasn't Willow's voice that answered. Mr. Wong. Madam is busy. No, Willow is busy right now. Is there something I can pass along for you? It was Willow's agent. In order to join me on the dating reality show, Willow had compressed all her work into these few days, running herself ragged. A wave of emotion hit me, and I said softly, nothing important. Just let her focus on earning money, thinking to myself, that way I can get a bigger cut when we split. Understood. The call ended. Makoto's mocking voice rang out immediately. Hilarious. Clearly the great actress doesn't want to answer your harassing calls, so she had her agent fob you off. But some sharp-eyed viewers in the bullet comments noticed something odd. Wait a second, didn't the agent almost say Mrs. Liu just now? Wake up, there's no way someone like George, just a D-list celebrity, could be Willow's husband. Impossible. Honestly, Makoto's being a little too harsh with that mockery, don't you think? Another argued, too harsh, not at all. Makoto's right, she's a busy top actress, and George is clearly leeching off her fame. Who wouldn't be annoyed? The director saw that I was about to clap back and quickly steered the flow back to the game. After padding the runtime, they hurriedly shut off the cameras. Everyone began packing up for the day, but Makoto suddenly blocked my way. George, why do you have Willow's WeChat? I had zero desire to engage, focusing on my things, but Makoto pressed on relentlessly. My gaze turned colder. I don't just have her WeChat, I also have her home address. I even know exactly what clothes she's wearing today. How about that? Jealous yet? Willow had been thoroughly exhausted by me last night. This morning she didn't even have the strength to dress herself. It was me who put her clothes on. So I wasn't lying. I really did know what she was wearing. Makoto's eyes nearly popped out of his head with rage. You're a creepy stalker fan, aren't you? Just wait. Willow's coming tomorrow. I'll have her publicly announce our relationship then. You'll be drowned by both our fan bases. As the legal, certified husband with a marriage certificate, I felt not even a flicker of panic. Even if he went public, at best he'd be the homewrecker. Smiling with ease, I said, then I wish you the best of luck. Chapter 6. When Willow appeared before everyone wearing sunglasses, even though I had mentally prepared myself, I was still startled by the crowd's overwhelming excitement. The production crew reacted first. Willow, it's really Willow herself. Who on our team has such connections? I heard Willow never accepts reality shows. Shoo. I heard this time Willow requested to come herself. Ah, is it because of Makoto? Looks like they're really going public. The bullet comments streamed past like a flood. Am I dreaming? Did I just see Willow on a variety show? Ah, goddess wife. I'm just a passerby, but who's Willow pairing with for the ship? Do you even have to ask? Who else but Makoto? The director arranged positions. From afar, Willow spotted me, her red lips curving faintly. Before I could react, Makoto, standing beside me, raised his hand in greeting. Willow. I couldn't help but chuckle. Makoto had gone all out today, wearing haute couture and styling his hair with enough wax that not a single strand moved even when the wind blew. He'd really put in effort, but Willow looked puzzled. In one swift motion, she removed her sunglasses and began stepping toward me. She was stopped immediately by staff. I gave her a calming look, signaling her to obey the staff's instructions. Willow froze in place, her gaze pitifully glued to me, eyes full of grievance. Ah, is Willow looking at Makoto right now? Makoto looks so handsome today. Wait, why do I feel like she's actually staring at the guy behind Makoto? What was his name again? Not this again. George's fans. Stop trying to make it about him. The director announced the next task. Today we would go to a suburban park for a barbecue, and in the evening the ships would be reshuffled. The female and male guests were seated in separate cars. Willow got on her car, looking back at me with every step. I waved lightly, signaling her to relax. On the road to the suburbs, the cameras were off. I received a message from Willow on my phone. I miss you, hubby. Sob sob. I want a big hug from my hubby. I snorted with laughter and sent her a cold meme of me pushing someone away. Willow instantly broke down. Why? I want to hug my hubby openly. Before I could reply, some commotion erupted in the front seats. Makoto was stirring trouble again. His haute couture suit was too delicate, sitting on a hard seat could easily scuff it. Since his assistant wasn't in this car, he ordered the newly joined male guest to take off his jacket and put it on the seat for him. The new guy, unwilling to be humiliated, refused. Makoto then tried to snatch the jacket by force. I cut in sharply, "Don't go too far. If you can't afford to ruin it, then don't wear clothes worth more than you are." Makoto exploded like a powder keg. "Mind your own damn business. If I want it, he has to give it." He kept tugging at the guy's jacket, but alone he couldn't overpower the two of us, grinding his teeth nearly to pieces. Makoto spat. "Fine. Once this show's over, I'll see you both kicked out of the entertainment industry." I shrugged casually, as if saying, "Go ahead, I'll be waiting." Chapter 7. When we arrived at the village and had a short rest, the director turned the cameras back on. As soon as the camera zoomed in on him, Makoto immediately apologized to the male guest from earlier, claiming he had accidentally tugged at his clothes. His attitude was earnest, his expression dramatic. The bullet comments showered him with praise once again. Meanwhile, both I and that male guest were left speechless. Just as I was about to call him out, the car with the female guests arrived. Willow walked briskly, and in the blink of an eye she was right by my side, facing the cameras. She used her coat as cover to quietly slip her hand into mine behind her back. I glanced down at her. Her eyes and brows radiated unmistakable joy she could barely contain. That was when the bullet comments shifted in tone. "Wait, am I seeing things? Why does our Ice Queen goddess look so happy today? Why do George and Willow look so perfect together?" Honestly, I agree. The more I look, the more Makoto seems off. This guy feels way more natural. Only after the director finished assigning tasks did Willow reluctantly let go of my hand. I said, "Let's go wash the vegetables together." "Will," the word wife nearly slipped out, but I twisted it mid-sentence. "Willow." She laughed out loud, amused. The bullet comments burst with excitement. "Ah, so cute. I'm shipping them right now." Doesn't anyone else think Willow looks badass and doting? So maybe George really is close to Willow, which explains why she's pinned at the top of his WeChat. While everyone was busy preparing for dinner, I left the sink to fetch more ingredients. Turning around, I spotted Makoto squeezing himself into the spot beside Willow. The suburban wind was cold, yet he was still in that impractical haute couture suit, not warm, not comfortable. Still, he forced himself closer to Willow, saying, "Willow, let me help you wash the vegetables." Willow's expression froze over instantly. Without hesitation, she turned and walked away. Makoto hurried after her. "What else do you need to do? I'll keep you company." Some viewers began catching on. Is this guy seriously not noticing Willow doesn't want him around? Didn't Makoto say he had a wife? Maybe they're just keeping their distance on purpose. The comments figured it out. The top actress usually hates men, but suddenly she's all chatty with George. This has to be some fake smokescreen script arranged by production. Makoto's fans latched onto that theory, finding it convincing. Seeing Willow avoid him like he was contagious and sticking close behind me only strengthened their belief that she and Makoto were hiding something. To be honest, I also felt there might be something there. With Willow's personality, she'd never tolerate a clingy creep. Yet today, she'd endured Makoto over and over. Could he really be her crush? As night fell, a cool breeze swept the park. Everyone sat in a circle around the grill. I draped a blanket over Willow's shoulders, rolled up my sleeves, and turned the meat on the grill. Makoto, now in a change of clothes, squeezed himself onto the seat next to her. I picked up a piece of meat with the tongs, snipped off a small bite, tasted it, and said, "It's cooked. A little hot though." Then I placed it in her dish to cool. But the next second, Makoto snatched the meat from Willow's plate and popped it into his mouth. "Yep, definitely cooked." The chatter around us froze. Even the air seemed to stall. I frowned. Did this man have no shame? Makoto acted as though nothing was wrong, picking up Willow's coat from the side. "Willow, it's cold. Let me put this on you." Willow reacted swiftly, yanking it back with a sharp, "Get lost." She even patted it as though to wipe him off. Still, Makoto kept playing the part of the familiar suitor. "Girls shouldn't be so fierce. Here, let me take a sip of your water and we'll call it even." "Okay." Before Willow could react, he had already twisted open her bottle and taken a swig. Her face darkened in an instant, fearing she might slap him in front of the cameras. I quickly cut in, "Willow, I want hot water." She immediately set the blanket down and headed for the van. Her long legs, nearly 176 meters, drew everyone's stares as she walked away. Moments later, she returned with my blue thermos. Makoto sneered, dripping sarcasm. "TSK. Some people really think they're the actress's husband. If you're so great, why don't you go public?" In shock, I clamped my hand over his mouth. Did he have a death wish? I refused to go public about Willow being my wife. That was her biggest trigger. And right now, she was already at the edge of losing it. How dare he? Sure enough, The next day Makoto was officially blacklisted across the entire internet. The production team was ordered to pause and replace him, and he was forced to pay a massive penalty fee for breaching contract. Both he and his fans were left completely dumbstruck. Chapter 8. Wait, what's going on here? Did I time travel or something? I wake up and the pretty boy is already banned. Breaking news. Word is, the top actress did it. He offended Willow, the film queen. Hold up. Wasn't it just yesterday people said the two were secretly married? Could they actually be hidden enemies? Holy crap. Makoto just went live. Everyone, go watch. I glanced at Willow, who was on the phone personally ordering Makoto's ban, and out of curiosity, I clicked into his live stream too. On the screen, he appeared with messy bed hair and an exhausted face. Clearly, he hadn't slept all night. His eyes were red as he said, I was framed. Someone shamelessly seduced my wife and even made her blacklist me. I don't want to live anymore. The bullet comments exploded. Wait, what? His wife? Don't tell me he's talking about Willow. And who's the seducer? Isn't it George? Don't be fooled. Guys, there's no evidence. Exactly. Hate it when people say things half-baked. Show proof or shut up. I thought the online backlash would rattle Makoto, force him to back down, but instead, he sighed dramatically. I didn't want to be so high profile, but since you're all so curious, I guess I'll just have to satisfy your curiosity. I was wondering what other nonsense he could come up with when the next scene stunned the entire internet. From a drawer beneath him, he slowly pulled out a marriage certificate, and on it, 2 names, Makoto and Willow. The internet went wild, but I only smirked, eyes fixed on his self-directed drama, because behind me, Willow, still on the phone, was radiating a terrifying, icy aura. She stared at my screen, her hand clutching the phone turning pale. I sneered inwardly. That marriage certificate must have been bought off some shady shopping site. Makoto, you just signed your own death warrant. Chapter 9. Makoto thought he was being clever, putting on a self-directed performance, but he didn't realize he had just stepped squarely on Willow's landmine. Originally, his punishment would have been just a ban and a penalty fee for breaching his contract. But thanks to Willow's intervention, things escalated to the extreme. With an icy, rapid-fire tone, she ordered a full investigation into Makoto's past, and I knew instantly, this time, Makoto was finished, because no struggling celebrity who clawed their way up could survive a deep dig into their past. Sure enough, within half an hour, countless files on Makoto were laid out on Willow's desk. I skimmed a few with interest. From middle school, he'd been publicly shamed for being a homewrecker. In high school, he cheated on mock exams. In college, he did side gigs flirting and gaming with wealthy women for money. Everything imaginable was there. I couldn't help but marvel at Willow's power, able to dig up details this specific in just 30 minutes. Usually, when stars rose in fame, their managers and agencies would scrub their records clean. But under Willow's thunderous commands, everything came crawling back. To the public, Willow was always that icy, ruthless figure. Yet Makoto was dumb enough to cling to her and try to leech off her name. Now, he'd set himself on fire. Who else could he blame? Willow picked up one of the documents and gave a few cold instructions over the phone. Release the contents of Attachment 4 and Attachment 11. No need to mobilize water armies. He's crossed the bottom line for artists. No one will tolerate him again. He wanted attention. Then let's give him all he asked for. I glanced at the contents of Attachments 4 and 11, and any last shred of pity I had for Makoto completely vanished. Attachment 4. Makoto acted as agent and live stream host selling fraudulent skincare products, taking up to 85% in commissions. Attachment 11. Multiple students became victims, faces ruined, skin destroyed. Makoto and his team suppressed reviews and harassed victims online, leaving them with no way to seek compensation. Several were later diagnosed with depression. Chapter 10. I thought the whole incident was over, but I didn't expect the flames to spread to me. After arranging everything, Willow leaned over and pressed me down on the sofa. Her long hair fell across my shoulders, carrying a faint pine fragrance, refreshing and soothing like winter sunlight, warming and alluring. But beneath her willow leaf brows, her dark eyes burned with an unrestrained fire. Her lips were tightly pressed together, her gaze overflowing with possessiveness. And finally, she kissed me fiercely. I was scared out of my mind. Willow, restrain yourself. We're still filming the show. Someone could walk in any moment. But she didn't hear a word. Instead, one hand cupped the back of my neck, deepening the kiss. George, let's go public. Her voice was soft, almost pleading. I remembered vividly, once upon a time, I had begged her the same way, but she had rejected me. I cupped her face, my expression cold. Why? This had always been the thorn in my heart. At last, I voiced it. She lowered her head, kissing my forehead with reverence, as though I were a radiant treasure high above. Because the Willow you love is finally a film queen now. She's finally worthy of you. So that's what it was. My girl, she had been working so hard all along. A tear slipped from the corner of my eye. I laughed through the joy. I slid my arms gently around her waist. Fool, you've always been worthy. This time, I kissed her back, taking the lead. At that very moment, the door opened. The other guests and staff of the show filed in, but we kept kissing, oblivious. This was Willow's intention all along, her little scheme to show the world I was hers. After all, I had seen clearly the little message she had secretly sent the director just now. Forget it. She's my wife, I'll indulge her. Chapter 11. The other guests were stunned. The staff were stunned. As for why the dating show paused because of Makoto, suddenly resumed recording, well, it was because Willow, the sponsor who had invested 20 million, said so. Only then did Willow rise slowly, her face soft and gentle. George is actually my husband. We've been married for 2 years. Those words shattered every lingering fantasy. The director, seizing the moment, asked, then why did you decide to go public now? Willow looked at him calmly. I wanted to use this opportunity to announce it, but my schedule was too full. I could only come now. Willow, the international film queen, goddess of countless fans. Now she leaned against me openly, before the cameras and everyone present. Her eyes brimmed with affection, nearly overflowing. I've kept you waiting too long, my Mr. Wong. I smiled back. It's fine, my Miss Willow. What about that marriage certificate Makoto showed? What's the deal with him? I assented. Obvious. The film queen just confirmed her real marriage. Holy crap. Makoto's profile page has been obliterated. Fake marriage certificate, fake products, and ruining people's faces. Breaking, Makoto has already been arrested. Endless lawsuits and compensation await him. I cleared my throat, breaking the silence. These days with everyone have been wonderful. Don't feel burdened. Just continue filming as usual. It's just that, for tonight's pairing, Willow and I will be together. Laughter and applause filled the room. Willow clung to me tightly, smiling radiantly in the cheers and blessings of the crowd, as though she had just won a trophy 100 times more precious than her international film awards. I'm crying. This broken world owes me a Willow. She's so beautiful. I'm in love. Am I the only one who just got heartbroken? Me too, but it's so sweet. I'll take the sugar from this couple first. Chapter 12. The following few episodes turned into a sugar-filled special of me and Willow. Help. The way Willow looks at George is so full of love. Another person replied, you must be new here. We long-time viewers are already used to it. As more and more eyes were fixed on me, my identity as the big boss of the Orange Cat Group was exposed. Some even recorded the confrontation that day between Makoto and me at the entrance of Orange Cat. Online opinions were overwhelmingly one-sided, mostly scolding Makoto for being vain and opportunistic, fawning on the powerful while stepping on the weak. Many were also shocked that, despite being the wealthy head of a conglomerate, I had remained so low-key. Now Makoto was thoroughly branded as a disgraced celebrity. Countless lawsuits and claims lined up behind him. What awaited him was endless downfall and poverty. More and more of his scandals were dug up, and everyone cursed him like a stray dog. Willow didn't even need to intervene. Makoto had dug his own grave. One evening, Willow held me close while we rewatched a livestream replay. When she saw the bullet comment, George, always clout chasing off Willow, she suddenly stood up. I patted her head gently to soothe her. Wife, it's fine. Willow pressed tightly against my shoulder, lifted her phone with a click, and snapped a photo. What is it? I looked down at her. She opened her social media app and showed me the post she had just made. Most favorite thing to chase, my husband, with the photo she had just taken attached. Within seconds, the comment section had piled up with thousands of replies, all crying over Willow's public display of affection. I pinched her cheek and asked, childish, aren't you? Willow buried herself in my arms and said, not childish. I just can't let anyone bully you. The dating show soon reached its finale. At the wrap-up party, Willow wasn't there because of work. I pulled out my phone to call her. When I opened WeChat, I saw the pinned chat name shining brightly. Dearest lovely wife. I turned the phone over in my hand. Yes, it was my phone. When had Willow changed it to that? I pressed the voice call button, holding back for quite a while before, swallowing my embarrassment. I finally said, dearest lovely wife, what time are you coming to pick me up? From an important conference venue came an eruption of noise, followed by Willow's laughter-filled voice ringing clearly through the receiver. Coming, hubby, Mua.